One of the best ways to improve your life, how you feel, your day-to-days is, well, at least for me, it was not watching more and more and more of these videos. No, it was by following my own advice. That's it. To follow your own advice, because most of the time you know what you gotta do. I mean, I know what I gotta do most of the time, and you can probably relate that you know what you gotta do, but you just don't follow your own advice. You just don't do it. And actually, you know the best what you gotta do, because you know yourself the best. No one else understands and knows you and your problems better than you. So follow your own advice. Just imagine how far you'd get if every time you follow your advice. Like, you will be way ahead. Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that learning is not good, that is bad. No, you should learn forever. You should become a lifelong learner and keep learning more. And I'm also not saying that these self-improvement videos are bad. They can be very helpful. But the thing is, at first, most of these self-improvement videos are just not that great. And second, you can get into this kind of trap with them. But first, let me tell you my story. Now, I first started self-improvement by reading books. And I think that the first book that I read was The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And it wasn't the best start, to be honest, because the reason that I wanted to read that book is because I thought that if I understand the things written in that book, then I'll be able to use it to manipulate people, to get people to do things that I want, to use it for my benefit, and to understand situations, social things, everything. It was coming from a place of selfishness to read that book. But I didn't finish that book anyway. Like, I got bored of it halfway and didn't finish it. And then I read some other books and watched some videos about self-improvement and things. And I did see some improvement. I started improving in certain things, and it was very exciting to learn about new things and all of this, the habits, mindsets, everything. It was very exciting. But here's the trap. I got into the trap that I was reading way too much and watching videos way too much without taking action. That I just read and just watched videos and watched a bunch of videos, but I didn't do any of them. And second, I barely remembered any of them. Like, I just watched them almost like entertainment. I didn't watch entertainment because that was like wasting time, so kind of, not really. But I kind of watched them as like coping, that I'm watching this to improve, even though I didn't improve. Even though I didn't remember any of the things said in that 10-20 minutes after watching the video. And I didn't use any of them. I didn't take action. But it was only when I became very picky and selective of the videos that I watch and the things that I read. And it was when I started taking action, following my own advice, going internal, like asking myself questions, that I started improving a lot more. So that's the key, really. To follow your own advice. Be very picky and selective of the things that you watch, who you watch, what you read. And take action. If you're interested in what I'm watching right now, well, I don't watch that much videos on YouTube, really. I only watch like a couple of people that I follow, and that's it. And the books that I read, well, I mean, I guess you could call them like philosophies, even though like most of them are not like that. Like things like Taoism or Zen. Or I also read a lot of Alan Watts' book. Like, I really love that stuff, and also Stoicism and things like that. I also read like like the ordinary self-improvement stuff also. But how I read basically is that wherever my interests take me, that's it. Like, whatever I'm interested in, that's what I'll read about. I like reading. Like, the way I read is not by that I pick a book and then read it from start to the end of the cover. No, like I always have like 5-10 books open at any single time, and then I go to my shelf and then just see what am I interested in today, and then read about that, read a chapter about that, go here and there, because I found it, I think that is much better that way, and I remember them a lot more that way. What I'm trying to get to is that I think that one of the best ways to read and to learn is by learn about the things that you're interested in right now and go deep. Really, like, let's say that you're really interested now in stoicism or something like that. Then watch videos and read about that. Go into that deep. Or let's say that you're interested about exercising, going to the gym. But watch videos about that and read about that. And go deep into that. That's it. Like, read and learn about things that you're interested in. Because I think that that is a much better way of learning and reading and watching videos than just watching whatever randomly pops up in your YouTube feed. Like top 10 ways to top 10 habits, even though that's the titles that I give to, because people click on those titles. Like I would give these very simple titles like follow your own advice, but most people won't click on that, so I'm just playing the game also. But get back to the point. It's way better to go deep in a topic that you're interested in, because otherwise you will waste a bunch of time like that, going from this video from this topic to this topic, and it will give you the illusion of improving and learning new stuff. Because if you change the topic that much and fill your head with all that information about so many different things, you probably won't remember most of them. And if you're honest, like these random self-improvement videos that you watch, you probably don't remember most of them. Like I don't remember most of them. So I think that it is when you intentionally research about some topic that you're interested in, that is when you like learn a lot, I think. But these self-improvement videos, like watching a bunch of them all over the place, it can be actually good if you're at the beginning. Like you just found out about self-improvement and you're learning all this stuff. That can actually help a lot. But past that point, I think it's just way better to dive deep into one subject that you're actually interested in. So back to the main message of the video, follow your own advice. Because imagine how far you will get if you just follow your own advice. You did what you told yourself that you're going to do. Like I started realizing this more and more, especially while making these YouTube videos. Because I'm here talking in these videos about all this stuff, all about these good habits, and about exercising, contemplating, meditating, thinking there, sitting in silence. And I'm thinking to myself, like, these are actually good. Like, why am I not doing these things? So just imagine if you just followed your own advice. This might have happened to you, for example, that maybe someone is telling you something that he's feeling bad or he's not feeling the best. Then you tell him some advice, or maybe you should exercise more, maybe you should meditate more, whatever. And you're thinking to yourself, like, maybe I should exercise more, maybe I should meditate more. Like, why don't you just take your own advice? Like, you see, like, you already know what you gotta do. You already know it. You just gotta follow your own advice. You don't need all of these videos. Just sit down and ask yourself, like, what do I want to do? Like, what is one thing I'm doing wrong and that I'm willing to change it? Or what could I improve more on? Where is one area that I could improve in? Because you won't find answers to these questions on the internet, on these random videos. You'll find them by going internal, going inside and asking yourself these questions, following your own advice. You will find answer to your questions by questioning your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions, your expectations, your desires. You won't find an answer to those on the internet or anywhere outside you. You will only find an answer to that inside of you, in you thinking there silently. And now the other thing is that you know what you have to do, but you just don't have the discipline to do it. You're just too lazy. You just procrastinate. Now, what do you want me to tell you? Like, really? Like, if you're struggling with discipline, what do you want me to tell you? Because I can't tell you anything that will make you more disciplined. I can only motivate you, but motivation is fleeting. I cannot be disciplined for you. No one can be disciplined for you. Only you can be disciplined. Only you can practice it. So there's no point in me preaching to you over here. You just have to be more disciplined. That's it. There's nothing that I can say that will help you with that. So just do the thing, whatever it might be, even when you don't feel like it. Follow your own advice, even when you don't feel like it. That's it. You have to put in the practice. You have to, it's like a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your discipline muscle will get. So you gotta use it. You gotta practice it. And then you'll get better at it. But you won't get better at it by watching this video. No. You'll only get better at it by actually using your discipline. Like, you can even start small. Just start using your discipline muscle. Clean up your room, wash the dishes, whatever. Now also, I'm just going to give some extra tips now on how to make your day better. That was the main message of the video. Follow your own advice. But it's also so important to not forget to rest. Make sure that you're resting, especially sleeping. To make sure that you're sleeping enough. I mean, I don't need to explain this to you. You know that how important sleep is. So prioritize it. Have a bedtime and then go to it. Like, sleep enough. Like, I just can't stress it enough just how important this is. And also some other things, like, have a hobby. Like, do some fun things. Go out in nature, take a walk, be with other people, have some fun things. Have some play with in your life. Like, as the saying goes, like, all work and no play makes Joe a dull boy or something like that. I'm not sure. But the point is that have some play in your life. Play a little bit. But don't play because it will make your work more efficient. Or it will make you focus better, or your work better or more efficient. Because then you're not playing. You're only playing to get something out of it. To make your work better. And that's not playing. Now, that's just how I see it. Like, you don't have to follow my advice. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go on living. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful. And thank you for being here. If you're interested in doing free one-on-one calls, you can send me an email and you can ask me any question, any advice that you want. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. All the love towards you. Have a great day and goodbye.